Hello, welcome back to The Alcohol Experiment by Annie Grace, read to you by me, Melissa O'Malley. Today is day 27, and the chapter is titled, Is Alcohol Really Poisonous and Addictive? We always start with a quote. This one is by Norman Vincent Peale. It says, How you think about a problem is more important than the problem itself. All right. Wow, you are nearly there. I am proud of you. I hope you are proud of yourself. Today, I want to conduct a bit of a review and summarize a lot of what I've said about the nature of alcohol and how your body neurologically and physiologically reacts to it. It's interesting that our culture has completely obscured the fact that alcohol is poison to our bodies. Not only that, but it's an addictive poison. Before you decide whether you believe these two statements, please take a minute to read the facts. Take off the blinders about whatever you feel alcohol to be, and let's look at the actual chemical composition of this controversial liquid. Before we discuss alcohol as an addictive substance, let's talk about what addiction actually is. It's nothing more than an up and down cycle. You consume something, sugar, drugs, alcohol, doesn't matter, and you feel better temporarily. Then those feelings go away. You want that feeling back, so you consume the same substance again. But this time it doesn't feel quite as good as your subconscious mind remembers, so you need a little bit more. Then the effects wear off and you consume it again. It's literally a high and low cycle that keeps you coming back to whatever substance you subconsciously believe makes you feel better. A closer look at the cycle. Now let's review how that happens with alcohol. Please understand, these are the chemical facts about how alcohol works in your brain and body. This isn't my opinion, it's fact. There are 4 types of alcohol: methyl, propyl, butyl, and ethanol. Butyl. If you consume even tiny amounts of the first 3 types, you'll either go blind or die. They are extremely toxic. Ethanol is the only type of alcohol humans can consume without dying. However, it's still so toxic that if you even take just a sip or two of pure ethanol, you will instantly vomit the poison out of your body. Ethanol is a general anesthetic. If you inject 2 or 3 milliliters of ethanol per kilogram of body weight, you will anesthetize the human body. Anesthetize. It's an anesthetic for the human body. That means you'll go completely unconscious. Ethanol was used as a general anesthetic in Mexico, London, and Germany in the 1929 to 31 era, but it was abandoned because of its toxicity. When we drink, we're consuming pure ethanol in tiny amounts. A strong beer is about 6% alcohol by volume. Wine is generally 12 to 16% alcohol by volume. Even hard liquor is only 40% alcohol, and people usually add mixers, which dilute the percentage even more. We're masking the poisonous ethanol with a lot of other stuff that makes the drinking taste better, but the anesthetic effects remain. Anesthetize. Anesthetic and depressant. I can say it in all its other forms. I just don't know how to say anesthetize. Okay, oh God. Anesthetic. Wait. No, I'm. Oh no. Oh shit. Okay. Oh no. In addition to being an anesthetic, alcohol is a depressant. It depresses your feelings and your nervous system. Depending on how much pure alcohol you consume, you might pass out completely or just feel nicely numb for a while. But our brains react to stimuli, and they are designed to maintain balance or homeostasis. That means if you consume something that's an anesthetic and a depressant, it's automatically going to try to counteract those things with stimulants like cortisol and adrenaline. These stimulants leave you feeling anxious and uneasy. So you reach for that next drink to take away that uneasy feeling, and the brain fights back with even more of its own chemical stimulants, and the cycle starts. Let's say you had a hard day at work and you just want a drink. Happy hour it is. You head to your favorite watering hole and have a drink. Within a short time, everything slows down. The alcohol, oh my God. The alcohol's natural depressants dull your senses, and you subconsciously interpret that as relaxation. You feel better for about 20 to 30 minutes. Then it's time for your brain to kick into action and regain balance. There are depressants in your system, so your brain releases more stimulants to bring you back up. The problem is those stimulants make you even more uneasy and anxious than you were to start with. Well, one drink was good, so two must be better, right? You have another drink in an effort to counteract the chemicals in your brain released. You have another drink in an effort to counteract the chemicals your brain released in an effort to counteract the alcohol. Confused? So is your body. It releases more stimulating stress hormones to battle that second drink. Back and forth, depressants, stimulants. This cycle might continue on and on until you pass out from the sheer amount of poisonous ethanol in your system. And thank goodness, because blacking out gives your body a chance to metabolize the alcohol and detoxify your blood as best as it can. I think she means passing out gives your body a chance to metabolize, not blacking out. But the downward cycle. Here's the interesting part though. Every time you take a drink to counteract the stress hormones, you return to a level that's below where you were just 30 minutes earlier. Imagine a feel good scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being you feel amazing. Then imagine you head into happy hour at about a 6. It's been a hard day, but you got through it, and you know a drink will get you to a 9 or a 10. After your brain counteracts that first drink, the second one might bounce you back up to only a 7 or an 8. Then your brain will bring you back down, and you might try to bounce back, but this third time only to a 5, lower than you started off the night. Chemically, you're fighting a losing battle. Or maybe it's actually a winning battle because your brain will do everything in its power to keep you from actually dying. So, why don't we recognize alcohol as an addictive substance like cocaine or heroin? It's the same high low cycle in our bodies. So, what's the deal? I think it has to do with time. Drugs like heroin are metabolized quickly, especially if they are injected directly into the bloodstream. It doesn't take long for numbing and that high to take effect. And it's easier to see that the next hit needs to be more powerful than the last to get you the same high. But alcohol is different. It enters the bloodstream more slowly. We only notice that the drink makes us feel better because that's what happens first. We don't notice the slow decline as the stimulant hormones take effect. We pay attention only to the climb, not the fall. So our subconscious minds learn that alcohol lessens the anxiety and stress. We believe that alcohol makes us feel better, but an addiction cycle is actually taking place because we find ourselves on this roller coaster ride. Until you look at the entire cycle consciously, it's difficult to see what's actually happening on a chemical level. Alcohol is addictive because you wind up worse off after each drink, and you mistakenly believe that another drink will bring you back up. It's the problem and the solution at the same time. It's the chicken and the egg. It's a cycle, and you can break it if you choose. What happens when you allow the cycle to continue? You build up a tolerance to the poison. Tolerance is your body's way of protecting itself any way it can. Your body is smart, it learns, and it prepares to fight the battle ahead. If you normally drink 4 glasses of wine a night, your body has learned that, and your brain measures out the necessary counter chemicals for a normal night of drinking. So if you decide you're going to have just one, your body has already unleashed the countermeasures for much more than that, which means you don't get the same effect from one glass. You need more to get the same numbing effect. It takes 4 or 5 glasses before you even feel it, because guess what? Your body anticipated those 4 glasses and gave you exactly what you needed to stay in homeostasis. It outsmarted you. And over time, you're going to need more and more alcohol to reach the same levels you used to get with just 1 glass. The dangerous part there, of course, is that the poison builds up. And once you get to a certain percentage of alcohol in the body, the anesthetic kicks in and you pass out or you die. Detoxing from alcohol is even more toxic. Here's the kicker. In order for your body to process and get rid of the alcohol, it has to create the chemical acetaldehyde. 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 The amount of the amount of acetaldehyde that is released into your body from just 1 unit of alcohol would never be allowed in any food because it would be deemed too toxic. Acetaldehyde is actually more toxic than the alcohol itself. So we drink, we build tolerance. To get the same feeling of relief from everyday stress, we need to drink more. We produce higher and higher levels of acetaldehyde to process the alcohol. And we don't even realize how much poison is circulating in our bodies at any given time. How much is too much? At what point can our bodies no longer keep up? Think about it for a minute. Hangovers, self-loathing, and regret are all unfortunate side effects of too much alcohol. But the chemical reality of drinking is downright terrifying. Once we consciously realize that what we're actually putting into our bodies, ethanol and acetaldehyde, we can't go back to blissful ignorance. Now that you know what happens and why alcohol is addictive, you can't unknow it. By bringing this information to our conscious minds, we can finally see the benefit we think we're getting from alcohol is actually relieving a symptom that alcohol caused to begin with. Today, take a few minutes to write a thank you note to your body. Thank it for taking such good care of you so far. Tell it you understand now. You get it. You know that alcohol is actually a poisonous chemical called ethanol. And you finally get that your body has to produce an even more poisonous substance, acetaldehyde, to process and get rid of the ethanol. Explain your current understanding of the addiction cycle to your body. Now that you consciously understand what's happening, you get to make a conscious decision about your drinking habits. Day 27 journal questions. Remember, all the wisdom you seek is actually inside you. The most important words in this experiment are the ones you tell yourself. Take some time to answer these questions in a journal, a voice memo to yourself, or simply by speaking the answers out loud for only you to hear. 1. My new knowledge. Write out the big things you have learned in this lesson about alcohol. What has been surprising? What did you kind of know before and now know for sure? 2. How this knowledge makes me feel. Consider how everything you've just written and learned makes you feel. Writing specifically about how you feel helps you both process your feelings around new information and cement the concepts in your mind. Remember, as you are writing, that all of your feelings are valid. Just allow yourself to become aware of them. That's day 27. Oh my gosh. It's flying now. It's flying by. Tomorrow is day 28. The chapter is titled The Truth About Moderation. And we're almost done, guys. I don't think there's any more I keep checking if there's any more ACT exercises. I don't think there's any more for the rest of the time. So I'll see you tomorrow for day 28, The Truth About Moderation. And until then, I hope you're feeling really proud of yourself. Let me know if there's any way I can support you at all. I'd love to. It'd be an honor. Okay, take care. See you later. Bye-bye.